Start. Oh, come on, again. Hey! I'm gonna have to get more of a grip on this. Right, we'll do this again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, President.
Right, thank you very much. Right, and how lovely it is to be back. I did have an enjoyable holiday, but of course I missed the Wednesday night supper and the beer and the company. So it is good to be back. And talking of social things, I'm going to start tonight's President's News. Just to let you know, last Friday night was bingo night here in the clubhouse, and I understand that it was a great success. Past President Nick Corrie was the caller in his own entertaining and eccentric way. I'm sorry I missed that.
It was very good, by the way.
It was very good.
It was a really good night.
Really good night. And it raised over £600 for the club, so that was very good. That was even better. So thank you to Nick and to Alice and Karen for doing a lot of the organising to make that happen. So moving on to athletics things. Saturday was Kent Cross Country League at Summerhill School, Tunbridge. Once again, some excellent performances from our athletes. Incidentally, if anybody has seen the Athletics Weekly item on the Cape Cross Country League, apparently the day was dominated by Tunbridge. Well, that wasn't the way I read the results. So I've got to say, I think we had a fair share of success there. So the under-13 boys team came second with Zacchaeus Kelman, Alex Smith, and James Bunn, the scoring runners. The under-13 girls, Alba Homas-Yor, Freya Parson and Amelia Randine came second. The under-15 boys, Joe Skanes, Joseph Hill and Nathan Clark came first. Joe and Joseph were first and second home respectively. The under-15 girls, Iris Williams, Ethan McDonough and Neve Stanley also came first. The under-17 men's team, Jed Starvis, Joshua Healy and Mark Constable came second. The under-17 women's team of Eliza Nicholson and Megan Slattery and Megan Barlow came first, and Eliza won that race by 2 minutes and 10 seconds, which is a huge gap in a race of that length. Unfortunately, there weren't sufficient under-20 men to make a complete scoring team, but credit to James Barnes, who came third, and he was only 12 seconds behind the winner. The under-20 women's team, Hannah Clark, Caris Firth and Olivia McGee-Brown came first, and Hannah and Caris were first and second respectively in that race. And then moving on to the senior men, in the 4 to score competition we came third with Mika Evans, Kevin Finney, Dominic Smith and Graham Luger being the scorers, and we were also third in the 12 to score event. Mika's time was also the best performance by a male Masters runner, so well done Mika. And then finally, the senior women also won their match in the 3 to score competition with Chloe Sharp, Morgan Squibb and Carol Coolan, who came second, third and fourth respectively. But unfortunately we didn't have enough runners to complete the 6 to score element of that race. Also, Carol's time was the best performance by a female Masters runner. And so congratulations to all our runners for putting in such a great performance, and a huge thank you to the team managers and the other supporters who make these things happen and get things organised on the day. Now just to round off on the Kent Cross Country League, it was also part of the Bennett Cup for this season with Luca Urkalani, Mika and Ashley coming first, second and third in the handicap on Saturday, and I'm delighted to say that I have a presentation here for Luca. It's a nice little cardboard box. There is something inside it. Okay. So your prize for coming first in the handicap on Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Very good too, that is.
That in the running state of things, that leaves us with parkrun. So on Saturday, just the 39 club members running, no doubt because most of you were otherwise engaged at Tunbridge on the cross country, which is as it should be. So the best results we had were David Taylor was third finisher at Barking, Zoe Elizabeth Vazakli was first female finisher at Homewood. Harry Keane was second finisher at Squary's Winery, and his sister Jess was third female finisher at Tooting Common. Luca Maloney Pedro was second finisher at Fetard Town. Now, Steve Evenden was the furthest heathen from the clubhouse. He was running at Amager Falled Parkrun in Denmark, in Copenhagen, so furthest away. And just as a little sideline, my holiday was in the south of France last week, which was very, very nice. I really recommend it. Montpellier we stayed in was a brilliant place. If people like running on flat surfaces with no traffic, it's absolutely spot on. It's just brilliantly pedestrian and runner oriented. Lots of running groups out Saturday morning. Now, I did look up to see if there was a local park run, and I could amble my way around it. And it turns out that in France they have banned park run unless the organisers can show that participants have a health certificate that shows they're capable of getting around 5 kilometres. And so Parkrun said, no, we're not doing that because it's for everybody. So it's up to the individual to do it. So they just don't, there's an impasse at the moment, to use a good French word. So there you go. So I hope those that do Parkrun over here appreciate what they've got and enjoy it. Something else I just wanted to mention, when I did this a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that there was a consultation being run by the home country athletic federations about potential changes to the age groups for the younger athletes. Well, that consultation is now finished, but we did do an internal consultation with members and particularly young athletes. The results of that internal consultation are up on the various Facebook groups, so you can see that. We had quite a range of opinions. Broadly, I would say the majority of people who responded within the club were against the changes for different reasons. I thought it was a really good example of how we can get members involved in the decision-making processes of the club. So do have a look at that. It's really quite interesting. Finally, upcoming events. This Saturday coming is the English cross-country relays at Mansfield. I hope we have a good number of people going up to take part in that. We usually do. The following Saturday, 11th of November, is the next Kent Cross Country League, which will be at Danson Park. Now, I am a little bit confused because on the draft fixture list that I've got, I think it says no senior men in the race, but on the Kent Cross Country League, on the Kent website, it says no senior women. So one of those things is true. So if you're a senior man or a senior woman and looking to run at Danson Park that week, I think just as well to check with the organisers before you go there or don't go there. Friday the 17th of November is the club's annual dinner. I just want to say there are still some tickets available, not very many now, there are some still available. I've had quite a number of people ask me to keep a place for them, but I haven't yet had confirmation that those people have paid for their ticket. So if you asked for a place, paid for your ticket, but you haven't told me you've paid for your ticket, can you let me know? Because if I get more people coming forward who want to buy tickets, it's not fair to say no to some people if others have decided they're not going to come but just haven't bothered to tell me. And then the day after that is the London Cross Country Championships at Parliament Hill. Looks like the ground's going to be nice and soft if it carries on for that. So good luck anybody who's running there. And then there was no. I have no announcement this week on last week's bonus ball winner because the person that won it isn't here tonight, so we'll hold that back until they are here. Has anybody here got any news they would like to share with the club that I haven't already mentioned? Richard?
Only that on the same day as the London Youth Games, we've got the Bromley Primary School's cross-country event. If you want to see something spectacular but closer to home, it's going to be the biggest one ever. We've got 62 Bromley schools taking part, which is probably means we'll have about 400 in each race. And bearing in mind that people like Dean Rasher-Smith, Joe Skanes, and numerous others have come through that event, you might be able to see the next one, who's actually going to be another superstar. Of course, Sam Reed, he was also another one. There's too many to mention, but it's a fantastic event. The bloke who started it wanted to base it on the same format as the National Cross Country. So we have pens about 100 metres wide, and you can actually feel the ground vibrate as the kids take off, or you just get splashed to death with the water as they go through the ploughed field at the start. Well, not ploughed field, it's by the time they finish charging over. So that's the 18th, first race at 20 past 9, last race at 25 past 10, kids aged 10 and 11. Come and see the next stars of Black.
Where is it? Is it here?
It's Crystal Palace Park.
Crystal Palace Park starts up on the very top field, just below the television mast.
Yeah. If anybody has never been to the Bromley Primary School's cross country, it really is just worth going to watch, because we went to watch our daughter there when she first started running, and I was just amazed to see how many kids are lined up. And as Richard says, they're in pens across the width of this field. The exit from the field, which is about 100 yards from the start, is about as wide as the fire exit doors. Yeah, so it's like toothpaste going through a tube. If you don't get to the front in the first 100 metres, you've got almost no chance. But it's a fantastic event, and I know the club supports it. It's always worth having. We always will ask for volunteers to help with the finish funnel, marshalling, some of the younger athletes, actors, hair, to lead the way for the youngsters going around.
In fact, we rely on Blackheath Harriers
Yeah.
hares. If we couldn't have them, we couldn't run.
Couldn't do it, and indeed, so we do need the hares. They also need people to act as sweepers behind, because some of the kids who take part actually aren't really runners. They get a bit distressed, or they're just very slow, and they need some guidance to help them finish the course.
It's actually the only fully inclusive event for children in Bromley. We've had children with severe eyesight problems, autistic children, children with cerebral palsy. It's open to anyone of whatever ability. But of course, at one end we've got the top runners. At the other end we've got a girl like I had at my school last year, but she's still there. She's going to do it again. She finished 35th from the back. She couldn't run a football pitch when she started training, and she managed to get around the whole thing without stopping. She was the proudest person there. So it's a great event.
Great event. Right, I had a hand up over here. Did I? Yes.
Yeah, all I was going to say is we're trialling Sunday lunch this Sunday. So in a couple of weeks' time, we probably will have a full Sunday menu available, just to let you know.
Right, but an experiment week this Sunday.
We're getting it all wrong this Sunday. And then we're gonna
Right, I'm sure it'd be lovely. What time is sit down for lunch?
It probably will be between 12 and 2:30, probably 2:30. But we're going to have a little
See how
trial
it
run
goes.
on Sunday, but then we'll announce to everybody afterwards.
Lovely. So Sunday lunch here, 12 o'clock up till 2:30.
Well, no, from 2:30.
Oh, from 2:30
yeah, from
onwards?
2:30, yeah.
Oh, from 2:30,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
A late Sunday lunch
Yes,
then.
yes.
Right, okay. Excellent idea. Thank you. Any other business?
Not this Sunday, though.
Not this Sunday? Right.
No, trial this Sunday.
Trial this Sunday.
Yeah,
Right.
then after.
Right.
But we'll let you know. I should have just left it.
Oh, we've got a 300 club, have we, Tony?
Yes, we have.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a draw for 75, a 50 and a 25. If you actually win, it might be some time before you get paid out, because Barclays in their wisdom have closed the account. So anyway, we'll see how we get on. Right. Mr. President, would you
So
just take out.
I'd better not pull my own number out. Then.
Why not?
Nobody's ever pulled it out before. I have 145.
145 is. Brian Smith.
Brian Smith. And another one.
Name from the past.
6-0. Blind 60.
Line 60. That is going to be Peter Rogers.
Peter Rogers. One more.
And the
Final one.
25.
£25. 181.
181. You don't believe it. Brian Smith again.
Brian Smith again.
Put it back.
That makes 100 pounds. There we are. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony. Well done, Willie. Right, I think that does conclude proceedings for tonight. So I wish you a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.